let's look at the classroom activities. What are these? How do we communicate these things to them?
Okay. So first of all, this is a bubble.
Okay.
Children with attention deficits, to even get their attention is very difficult.
Yeah. You're telling them something, they also do something else.
They are looking elsewhere, they are doing their own thing. So this is one activity to get their attention. So I will demonstrate it, You call the child, Auntie Kia. Auntie Kia is looking somewhere else. Auntie Kia is looking, Kia, look. Wow. Bubbles.
Yay.
Bubbles. What do you see? She's anticipating to see more.
Exactly.
This is one way to get their attention, because it's very difficult to get their attention.
Yeah.
So when you get an activity to get their attention, you need to do it more. And it can even be used as a reinforcer. When they do something good, for instance, a child is not able to sit, he or she is all over. You get the child to sit for at least 2 minutes to do something. Well done, Ikuya. Bubbles for you. We realize she loves bubbles. Reinforcer. You are reinforcing the behavior she did to happen again.
And that becomes a part of her.
You get
Exactly.
it? Yes. So this is also an activity. And we have a fishing game working on their hand-eye coordination. Also an attention and for also sitting. Because when you put the activity on the table, the child will look to sit. What is coming?
Gets busy with that.
Yeah,
Yes.
turn taking.
Work on turn taking as well. My turn, your turn. Most of these kids, they are impatient. They want all the activities by themselves. They don't want to share. You are teaching them how to share. It is your turn, it is my turn. So let me demonstrate it.
So when they struggle with you and they want them, how do? You give it to them?
Sometimes you have to give it to them. And then you have to, have a way of maneuvering your way to corner them to understand that, no, you have to share.
Okay.
You have to work with your friend. You have to, lots of people on the table. You have to share. You understand? First of all, you have
These
to
things
demonstrate. Yes.
Regardless of their condition, they get to understand
They
what
will
you're
understand.
preaching to them.
Eventually, you understand. So you have to demonstrate it. You don't just, bring it out. You have to do it. You're catching the fish like this. You put it on the table, in the bowl. My turn is finished. It is Ikuya's turn. Ikuya, your turn. In the bowl. Well done. And they deserve praises. They deserve encouragement. It motivates them. It boosts their confidence. So when they complete their task, oh, well done, Ikuya. Clap for Ikuya. Clap for her. Good job. Let them see the joy in the expression on your face that what they did is a good thing. Because they look more visually. So they learn more visually. So they need to do something good. You express them. My turn. You catch it again. Put it in the bowl. Good job.
This has to be continuous.
Exactly.
Continuous, and it has to be consistent. You don't do this and then stop and then do it the next time. You have to be consistent, and you have to plan. Because in class we plan our activities for the day, our activities for the week. At the end of the month we have to accumulate for it what we achieved. So with the child, when you want to with the child at home, set targets for the child. It could be weekly, it could be monthly. So for this week I want to do this much. I want to teach my child numbers. You have to get your resources ready. You don't bring the child to the table and then start doing everything. Now you're going to look for a number. The child will get up and go. So we have to plan. This is my numbers. It's already here. My child's table is here. The child is seated. Okay, Auntie Kia, it's numbers time. And there are many ways to create your numbers flashcards. Many ways to get any result for numbers. It could be, this is made from box. Just cut them into scissors and the marker, you write them. If you can't afford the flashcards on the internet or even go to the market, you can just get a box, cut it and then write your numbers. You can get a playing sheet, write your numbers and teach your child numbers. So it is very simple. You have to plan and get your resources. And resources are, be innovative, creative. You can get a lot of resources when you're innovative. You don't necessarily have to go to the market to get them with money when you can't afford. You can be there and then be creative and then get them.
What's the most difficult part of what you do? So that if there's a parent who's watching right now would understand that, okay, it doesn't come easy. Because that's the first thing we need to know.
Sure.
Like you said, they are impatient. So you can imagine if I'm also impatient dad or mother. Two impatient people, how do we even cope? You understand? So can we let parents understand that, yes, it's not that easy, but you can do it because you, in your case, you're doing a good job for them.
Yeah, that is what the word you said, patience. You have to be patient. You can try 10 times before you achieve one target. You don't have to, okay, I'll do 1, 2, and expect the child to do it. No, give the child time because they are all unique. Maybe you work with this child, you work for him 2 times, you can work for the child about 15 times. You have to be patient. You have to be consistent too. When you do it this way, it doesn't work, find an alternative of doing it. So for instance, this numbers, you want to teach your child numbers. You have this 1 here, there's 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. You try this way, it didn't work. Have an alternative. This is another way of doing it. So you have to be patient too and encourage the child more. When you feel the child is not cooperating Okay, have a breather, break, take the child for a walk, come back, and then try again. Sometimes they get frustrated sitting at one place doing one thing all the time. Take the child out, take him a breather, and then come back. But you have to be patient. You have to be persistent as well. Patience and persistent. You get it.
If you just joined us, you can send your messages to us. Let us know what you think. We're talking about autism, and it's World Autistic Day, so we're putting the spotlight on these special needy kids. And if you have one at home, you can let us know what the challenges have been over the time that you're doing your best for that child. The good thing is that a lot of people are now beginning to understand. You know, usually before we used to have this spiritual thing attached to it, that it wouldn't even allow you to show them love. Exactly. How are you seeing it? How's your foundation looking at that aspect as well?
Okay, so that's very true. There's a whole lot of mystery surrounding persons with special needs, not just autism.
Yeah.
And people attributed to, spirituality, gods, there's not, we are doing well with awareness. I think now a lot of people know, but people are still, their minds are still shrouded in, spirituality and the fact that it's associated with, the devil and all of that. We strive to create that awareness that persons with autism and other persons with disability can thrive if they are given the right support. If they are given the right support, if they are given that attention, they can thrive. They can live in a society where you and I live. It's not, they shouldn't be relegated to the background because they have a disability. They can thrive given the support. So we strive to create that awareness, and our whole point is to create that inclusive society for persons with autism and other persons.
Do we have enough health, home care, let me put it that way, for them, or it's not really encouraging? People are rather taking care of their children, rather than just taking them into certain places where they will have that special time. The people would be paid to take good care of them.
So ideally, as I said, early intervention and other specialized support is best when it comes to persons with disability, persons with autism. But not all families are able to afford it. So if you are unable to afford specialized services, support services like speech therapy, occupational therapy, and all of that, you can do something at home with your child. That is why Solo was saying there's a wealth of knowledge on the internet. So many things you can do with your child at home. Connect with other families in the same situation. Resources available. There's a whole lot you can do to support your child at home. So if you are unable to afford therapy at the moment, there's so much you can do with your child at home. Yes.
So let's look at now, in terms of education, how do we go about the educational system? Do we have some, I don't know the research we've done into knowing that, okay, some of them have completed school, some of them have done this or that, but eventually, how do they grow up to become, in society? Have you had, to meet some of them?
Yes, so we have a vocational school as part of our school. So there you come, some are able to make beats that we sell. We exhibit online, then we sell. Some are typing, some are good in IT, some are even into catering. Yes, we have some even working at Kimpiski.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, there are other careers, we train them to be able to, portray in the future based on their talent.
So it's not that bad. It's not as if they don't have, future or anything like that, because it's always projected like this. As for these people, there won't be anything in society.
No. They do have something to do based on what the training they've been through from early intervention up to, the vocational stage. They can have something to do when they go out there. Even at home, you can even create, a space for a child, to exhibit the talents he or she have. Painting, crafting, making beads for selling, even slippers. They do a lot. So there's hope. There's hope, and there's future for them too. So we can't undermine them. They have talents, they can do a lot.
All right, so that's our conversation this morning. You can join us with our good living. We're looking at autism, and so if you've got any child who is in that condition, you can send your message to us. Let us know what the situation looks like. What are the challenges you're going through? We know that it can be very difficult. I mean, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, that's what you have. And the way you go about it will determine how the person will be living their lives and what they become in the future. Like you hear from our guests, it's not that bad, like the way we even see it. You know, just that there's a picture that's been created to make it look like once you have a child like that, you're doomed. You know, you're not going to get anywhere. There's nothing going to happen to you and all of that. But, you know, it's not like that. And it's not like the way we say it, you know. In terms of help, support from families, from friends and all of that, are we doing our best as Ghanaians? Let me put it that way.
So the area of autism and special needs is still a gray area. People are still exploring. People who know, people who are aware are doing their best, but I think there's still room for improvement. There's still room for much more support, awareness. You know, people can create that awareness by talking about, you know, their own children. You know, there's this sort of secrecy when it comes to having it. People don't want to see their children in the limelight.
They want to hide them and all
exactly. That. But when you put your story out there, it encourages someone else. People get to know that, well, as you said, it's not that bad. I can support my child. I can support my family member. It encourages others to bring their children out for the support that they need. Because it will surprise you that people, you know, keep their children indoors, lock them, don't want anybody to see them. Because of that, they have no social life whatsoever because they can't go out, they can't take their children out. But you showing your child is showing the world that my child has a disability but can still thrive, can still mingle with others. So yes, there's still room for improvement. Family members should support their family or, you know, neighbors who have children like that or persons like that in their family. It's not a curse, and it's not transmittable, it's not communicable. You know, I won't get autism because I touched somebody with autism.
Once I touch the person,
exactly. There's nothing like that.
Or even my child, my one child will be like that.
You know,
very funny.
Yes, you get funny comments like that sometimes, but it's not true. You are not going to get autism because you touch somebody with autism or have a child with autism because you touch somebody with autism. Let's support them. Having children with autism or disability can be overwhelming for the caregivers, extremely overwhelming. So they need all the supports they can get from neighbors, church, and then, you know, people get a lot of backlash from where they think they belong, especially church, you know. Exactly. So they would not go to church, they would not mingle, they would not go for social functions because people look at them a certain way. You know, people pass very snide and funny comments, or, you know, want to tell by that kind of thing, you know. But it's not their fault. It is not their fault. It is the way they were born. It's a condition. It's not going away. There's no magic pill to take autism away. So they need the necessary support that they can get.